Welcome to Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in the digital world. Today we're going to be looking at a pencil from the General Pencil Company, one of the last remaining American pencil manufacturers, and they're in Jersey City, New Jersey. And they have been making pencils since 1889, I believe. A good long time, so I think they know what they're doing. And they make pencils for all kinds of use, not just writing pencils and school and office pencils, but they also make a lot of art pencils. But today we're going to be looking at a line of pencils that they have been making for some time called a Cedar Point. Now, I'm in Michigan, and in a town called Sandusky, Ohio, there's actually an amusement park called Cedar Point. But the difference is it doesn't have an E at the end, and here it does. Cedar Point, and the pencils obviously get their name because they are made from cedar, and they are an unfinished pencil, and I mean unfinished. So these pencils just are really beautiful in their natural state. There is no varnish or anything on here. This is strictly just the wood and nothing else. Now, these are available in number 1 and in number 2 core. So we're going to look at both of them today. Other than the core, they're the identical pencil. But, you know, it got me thinking, too, about natural finished pencils. And the Cedar Point is not the only one doing it, or that there have been many natural finish pencils over the years. I have a few here that I just happen to have in my pencil collection. I don't know that this is even all of them, but here's one. This one's probably what we'd almost even call they don't make this pencil anymore. I haven't seen it in a long time. USA Gold Natural pencil. This is an American-made pencil, and it has a slight varnish to it. It's slightly shiny. So while it is the natural wood, it does have some sort of a varnish, a varathane, something on it, clear coat. And then you have Palomino makes what they call the Forest Choice, which is a unvarnished, very natural pencil, green ferrule. Then, of course, Musgrave has the Bugle, which is their unfinished pencil, and it looks to have a bit of a shine to it. So I'm guessing that they have some sort of clear coat on here, but it is a round-barreled pencil, and number 2. And then Musgrave also, more recently, started making this Tennessee Red, which is a wonderful pencil, hexagonal pencil, gold ferrule, white eraser, and it's made from Tennessee Red cedar. It's a cedar pencil, very nice, and it is natural, but it has a varnish on it as well. So, but they're all unpainted pencils. So I just wanted to point out that while these Cedar Points are really nice, there are other, if you like a natural pencil, there's a lot of options out there. So the pencil itself is a hexagonal pencil. It comes pre-sharpened. Let me get a closer focus here. You can see the wood grain here very nicely. It comes pre-sharpened, and the imprint is right there. It's in black. I have seen them, you know, here, if you look at the number 2, the imprint actually is better. It's clearer on the number 2 for some reason, and I don't know why that is. If it is when they're putting these on, if it's the ink that's on the press or what, but sometimes it's more faint, as you see sort of in the number 1. But it also has a black ferrule and a black or very dark gray eraser. Now, one thing I'll give it up to Generals for, that I have found that of all the pencils, at least American-made pencils that come with an attached eraser, the eraser on the General's pencils seem to actually usually are pretty decent, where the other erasers are usually just mediocre at best. So here are the 2 pencils. Again, one I sharpened already, the number 2. The number 1 has the factory point on it, but I'll probably put a larger sharpen on that, and we'll get to writing with these. So here are our 2 General Cedar Point pencils ready to go. I'm going to start actually with the number 2, and let's take a look at that. Oh, look what I did. Forgot the E. It is, I'll come in a little closer. It is a fairly smooth pencil. Not a buttery, smooth, ultra smooth pencil. These are not expensive pencils, by the way, so we'll put that out there. These are not costly pencils. But it is a comfortable pencil because, again, it's got that famous General sort of semi-hex shape to it. So the corners are very rounded, and they're tangible. You know they're there, but it's a comfortable pencil to hold. You know, it does have the nice smell because it's untreated or painted. And it writes nicely. I would compare it to sort of the core. I don't know if this core and the semi-hex core is the same or not, but you get a little scratch. You can feel it on the paper. So now I'll say it doesn't really smudge that badly. Put a little more pressure. There we go. There's a little bit more. It does have an eraser, so we'll see how that does. Okay, decent. We'll try a Mars. Better. We'll try a Pentel. Pretty good. Pink pearl. Milan. What else we want to try? How about a gum eraser? Very erasable pencil. So the attached eraser, did an okay job. Still, I think erases better than a lot of attached erasers. But any of our standard block erasers that we use really does a good job. It's overall a very erasable pencil. I'll give it an A- on erasability. We'll try here a couple of sentences. Okay, now we're going to switch things up to the number 1. Now I can already tell that this is a different core, because if you look, it is, let me come in, maybe it'd be easier to see, it is a tad darker. But I will tell you, in holding the pencil, it is also a bit smoother. Might be a little quieter, but definitely smoother, definitely bolder. Core is softer. You can see the smudge line here. But not a horrible smudge. Even for a number 1, you generally would smudge worse. Let's try to take it off the page here. So we'll start with this attached eraser. So. Let's go back to our Mars. Number 1s can be a little more of a challenge to erase completely because they leave a darker imprint on the page. Pentel, nice job, I think. Pink pearl. Okay. Milan. and the gum eraser. Well, I think that it didn't erase quite as good as the number 2, but it did a decent job, and our block erasers did a better job than the attached erasers. So for erasability, I'll give it a B+. All right, let's try some writing with it. Well, of the two, if you like, a bit of a firmer core and a little better of a point retention, then you may just want to go with the number 2 here. Personally, I prefer the number 1. I just think it's a smoother writer. I like the darker line. It doesn't erase as well. The point retention isn't as well, but therein are the trade-offs between these two versions of the General Pencil Company's Cedar Point, the number 2 HB and the number 1. So both a good, decent pencil, affordable, not expensive at all. And if you really like the natural wood and the beauty of the grain, then, a natural pencil is for you. And I know there are a lot of other, as I showed a few examples out there. I know that Blackwing has even a natural option now, pencil. Of course, it's also probably, 4 times the price, 5 times the price of one of these pencils. But of course it has the Blackwing core. So it's all about what you really like. I think this is a decent pencil overall, but of the two, I will look forward to writing more with the number 1 version of the Cedar Point. Thanks for spending time with me with this review. Please subscribe, like, share, and I'll look forward to seeing you again here on Always Analog.